You are sitting in a crowded cafeteria, or perhaps a corporate boardroom. Across the room, a peer is being aggressively torn down by someone with more power. You watch this happen. Your stomach drops, your eyes dart around the room, and yet you say absolutely nothing. It is a quiet, horrifying contradiction. You are an empathetic person who recognizes cruelty, but when your intervention is needed most, you sit quietly, watching the abuse unfold. Watching that harassment has triggered an involuntary threat response deep inside your nervous system, turning you into a biological hostage. Social control depends on the physiological manipulation of the entire surrounding crowd. For early humans, trying to figure out every environmental hazard through trial and error was a quick way to get killed. We survived by developing a psychological heuristic called Conformist Transmission, an overwhelming biological drive to copy the majority to avoid fatal mistakes. When you align with a group, the ventral striatum and nucleus accumbens light up. This neural signal matches the exact reward pathways for primary survival needs. Your brain literally does not differentiate between social belonging and physical sustenance. Imagine preparing to defend the outcast, actively defying the group. Instantly, the rostral cingulate zone detects this deviation, stopping the ventral striatum's rewards. This sudden drop trips the amygdala, the center for acute threats, flooding your nervous system with panic. Your conscious mind views defending the victim as a moral duty. Meanwhile, your subcortical nuclei process that exact action as a lethal danger, equating a step away from the herd to exposing yourself to predators. Your silence in that room is the result of a profound chemical paralysis. Your brain shuts down your vocal cords and freezes your limbs to prevent what it perceives as death by ostracism. Bullying dominance is rooted in intuitive hacking of these neurological systems, often far more effectively than through raw physical strength. They enforce what psychologists call normative conformity. This is a state where individuals align their behavior with the group, ignoring their own private beliefs, entirely to avoid the punishment of deviance. By making a loud, public example of a single victim, the abuser intentionally trips the amygdala's threat response in every single person watching. This animated map shows the result. The aggressor sends a pulse of tension, triggering a synchronized wave of chemical fear. Driven by biological self-preservation, bystanders close off all avenues of escape, locking into a rigid geometric barrier to become the walls of the victim's prison. In evolutionary biology, multi-level selection theory explains this behavior. To keep a society from collapsing, individuals have evolved to automatically suppress their own independent moral compasses to maintain the group's perceived cohesion. An abuser's cruelty has no inherent authority. It only works because the engineered biological silence of the surrounding herd provides it with legitimacy. If our nervous systems physically compel us to be complicit in cruelty to ensure our own survival, we are left with a terrifying dilemma. How is intervening ever possible? To find the antidote to biological determinism, we have to look to philosophy. Thinkers like Kierkegaard warned against the bloodless indolence of the herd, arguing that true humanity requires a revolt against our most comfortable automatic instincts. The ancient Stoics demanded what they called internal cognitive autonomy. They believed we have a strict duty to participate in society while never allowing our minds to be corrupted by the fear of the mob. Within modern neurobiology, true moral courage requires the agonizing, highly conscious decision to manually override your brain's baseline survival chemistry. Taking action means voluntarily accepting the amygdala's terrifying alarm. It means moving forward and speaking up, even as your own body screams that you are committing social suicide. Because the bully's power relies entirely on the illusion of unanimous consensus, the system is incredibly fragile. It only takes one variable, one person speaking out, to shatter the conformity loop. Our anatomy evolved to keep us hidden safely inside the crowd, but our humanity requires us to be the glitch in that algorithm, to step into the conflict and to deliberately break the silence.